sorry if I look so tired to you. It must have been all that VBA scripting. Oh well, with patience and persistence, I'm sure we all got through it, and hopefully we'll get to use it soon. And speaking of patience and persistence, I wanted to give you a basic overview of how to work with calculations and formulas in an Excel spreadsheet. I promise it'll be real basic and it'll be fun, and I'll show you two exercises. That would be the first one, and the second one will walk you through how to use those calculations and formulas into pulling it into different worksheets. Hi, this is Beth, and I wanted to walk you through a simple way of doing some formulas into the Excel spreadsheet so you can do some additions. So I've opened up a new worksheet here, and basically let's just go to the first cell here. Let's just put in some random numbers. Okay, so we have inputted numbers into 5 cells, and one of the ways that you can figure out what this total is up to is if you double click on the area where you want the total to show, you're going to do an equal sign, and then you're going to do the sum. You're going to put a parentheses because you are going to put in all the cells where the numbers that you want added up. You're going to put them into one group. So we're going to do A1, and then we're going to do the plus sign, and then we're going to do A2 plus sign, A3 plus sign, A5. And if you make a mistake, just back up, because we know it was A4 plus, and then the last cell that you want to add in would be A5, and then put in the parentheses, and then all you have to do is press enter. Okay, so now that we have done the formal calculations into this formula, let me show you another way of doing it. And again, let's take these same numbers. Okay, so what we want to do is add them up again, and you're going to double click on the cell that you want the total. You're going to press equal, and then again you're going to put in sum, and then you're going to take the parentheses. Now what you're going to do is take the first cell, that the number that you want in there. So in this case ours is B1. And basically you're going to put in this semicolon, and what it's going to do is it's going to take all the cells that are vertical or one after the other, and the last cell that you want is B5. And so basically what you just told it to do was to take all the cells that are between B1 through B5, and you're going to put in the parentheses and press enter. So for the last shortcut that I'll show you in doing some simple and basic calculations on the spreadsheet, let's take these numbers again. So we can either just highlight them, we're going to copy, and then paste. So now what we're going to do is, in using our shortcut from the toolbar, what we do is we drag all this down, including the cell where you want the total to be, and you'll notice in the upper right hand corner you'll see the sum total, and if you just click on that, there's your answer. So in this first column here, what we did was we put in all the calculations, and if you notice up here it shows it. In the next column, what we did was we gave it the properties of just adding up everything that is between B1 and B5. And in this last one here, what we did was we just highlighted all the cells, including the cell that we wanted for the total, and we clicked on the sum, and there you go. So there's 3 ways that you can do some simple additions and calculations in Excel spreadsheet. All right, well, that wasn't so bad now, was it? Good. So for the next exercise, like I said in my introduction, I'm going to walk you through, now that you know how to do these calculations and putting into the formulas, we're going to work with 2 worksheets and have each of the worksheets sum totals roll up to a 3rd worksheet. So it all makes sense once you start working with it. When you open up an Excel sheet, the default will show you 3 sheets. And let's go ahead and label them. So you just double click on it, and we'll put this as 1, 2, and 3. Putting labels on those sheets, or at least giving it names, is going to be a part of the working with different worksheets and rolling it up to a total. So let's work with page 1, and let's title this as the total page. And everything will roll up to page 1 or sheet 1. So let's go to worksheet 2, and let's start there, and let's put in some numbers. And just to make it look neat, let's put a line there. And from what we learned in the previous exercise, let's just take the shortcut way of adding it all up. Let's go to our sum icon there. Okay, so we have a total of 20. Let's go to page 3 and put in some numbers as well. So let's add in that line and add it all up. Okay, so what we need to do is we want page 1 or sheet 1 to be able to add up the numbers from page 2 and page 3. So the way we would do that is you have your basic, the equal sign, and the sum, and the parentheses. The new character that I'm going to introduce to you is the exclamation point. And basically the exclamation point is the break that Excel uses to differentiate between a sheet name and a cell reference. And let me show you how that works. So what you need to do is, again, with the basics, we're going to do the equal sign, we're going to do the sum, and the parentheses. So what we're trying to do here is on page 2, we want to add up the number that is in cell A1 to that of the cell A1 in sheet 3. So how we'll do that is we will start with equal sign, and in the sum you want to type in 2, which signifies the sheet, and here is the exclamation point that actually is just acting as a break. And since we wanted to add up the number that was in sheet 2 cell A1, we're going to put A1, and again we're going to do a plus sign, and then since we want to go to sheet 3, put in our break and put in the cell number that we are trying to reference to. You're going to close it up with parentheses and just press enter. So the total is 8, and let's double check on that. So on 2, we did A1, which is the number 2, and on 3, which is A1, which is the number 6. So let's do that again. So for this time, what we want to do is take the totals that were in A4 of sheet 2 and A6 of sheet 3. And again, remember, equal sign is always the first thing that you're going to start with. Type in sum, a parentheses, which starts off the reference area. So you want to go to sheet 2, you want to break, and then the cell that you want that number to show up, and that cell was A4. We're going to add that up to sheet 3, put in our break, and the cell number, which was A6, and enter. And we have the total of 25, and let's just check that. We have A4, which is the number 5, and in sheet 3, we have A6 as 20, and our total was 25. Alrighty, so you got through 2 of those exercises, and I hope you feel pretty good about maneuvering through some of the basics of putting in some formulas in Excel.